In this video, I'm going to go through how we can enter a number and make sure that it's ironclad, that nothing the user enters is going to cause us any trouble. Okay. And I said before that the missing piece here is going to be this ability to catch exceptions. Okay. So what I've got here basically is a program. Again, it's a made up program that's kind of dumb. I'm just going to ask the user to enter an integer, and I want it to be less than 100. Okay. And we're going to start here using something we've used before, the assert command. So we're going to assert some condition. We're going to assert that x is less than 100. Okay. And from what we've done so far, we can't really do much with that. Okay. So if I enter something 200, it just gives me this assertion error, and that's it. Okay. So I want to be able to handle that error. So that's where the exceptions come in. Okay, so I can start by putting all of this part. That's not what I wanted. Should let me there, tab it up. Okay, into a try block. Okay, so we're going to try for this to happen. Okay, and then we're going to have our except here for this assertion error. Okay. As the book talks about, as an ERR, okay, and then we could then print that there is an error, tab over, okay, and I want to use this ERR to print the actual message that's coming from the error itself, okay. So after I've done the error, then I need to set the end equal just to a space. That's not, then there's a space between there, okay. And then I can print that error, okay? So as part of this assert, the other thing we need to do here is that we need to add a custom error message in case we're doing more than one assert, okay? So in this case, our error message could be something like number must be less than 100. So that's the error message that's then going to pop up when that assert error happens, okay? Let's run this and see what it does. Okay, so I'm asking it, get the same question. If I do 200, now it's giving me this error, right? It doesn't blow up. I don't get all this red stuff. I get something more reasonable, okay? So I probably want to actually put in a tab there as well, just to make it look a little better, okay? So that handles one of the issues that we can have, but there are other issues that we can also deal with, okay? What if they enter instead strings or a float, okay? And the best way to find out the errors that you can have here is going to be to try to do something wrong. If I enter a 2.3, for example, I get a value error, okay? So I can now copy this over, probably makes sense, maybe not. Maybe it's easier to type it again. Okay, gonna fix that stuff. Okay, so this time it's going to be the value error, okay, and it's important that you type it exactly. In fact, I think I cut and pasted. If not, you should. You go to the error that you're looking to capture, you copy it, okay, and you paste it over here. Okay, too many errors there. Okay, and see that it turns out it pops up in purple, so we know we've got the right thing. Okay, so now if they enter something besides that, I'm just going to display the normal error message. Okay, so now when I run it and I enter that same 2.3. Okay. Oh, different issue here. This first issue, it's taken care of that, you know, it's not a great error message, so we could do something different with the error message if you want. But that's telling us at least that's not blowing up. It is blowing up down here that I'm trying to print something that was never entered. Okay. So other that you could avoid that by either putting a default error of X in or something else. Okay. But still, what this is not doing for us, this is not letting us try again. Okay, so that's the next thing we need to do. So in order to do that, to make this an ironclad, unbreakable system that's going to definitely get an error, okay, I'm going to take this whole bit here, the whole try except, tab it over one more time. I'm going to put it all into a loop. Okay, so I'm going to do a continue, so a CONT for continue to be equal to true. I'm going to have a while this continue is true. Okay, so this is going to keep looping, keep asking them for a number. I have to think about what's my terminal condition. My terminal condition is if there are no exceptions, right? If it works properly, then we're not going to have an issue. Okay, so the else clause as part of our try except block is going to take care of that for us. Okay, so with the else down here, this is going to only happen if there were no exceptions. Okay, so now if I'm here, everything went okay, I can set continue equal to false, and this should get out of the loop. It should avoid, this way X is always going to be defined, and it should definitely keep things going. Okay, so let's run it and see. Run this. Okay, so let's first start something that works. You want to make sure, sometimes you put in so many safeguards that it doesn't work when it's correct. Okay, so yep, 50, no problems. Okay, let's run it again with one of the other kinds of errors that we can have. That if I enter some letters, okay, it gave me the error. Okay, we can maybe improve the error, but at least we know it's an error, and it's asking me for it again. Okay, so now if I try something else, no, not going to work. What if I try number too big? Okay, this is our assert error with the custom error message. Okay, now if it works, okay, it works. Okay, so what this does for us, and you can use this in any program when you need to make sure that they're entering integers, and you need to make sure that in this case that there are other conditions. Okay, if there are not other conditions, then you can certainly just do the value error. Okay, and that will be fine. Okay, but the exceptions are worth getting to know. It's something that I'm going to expect you to have in all of the programs from now on when it's appropriate. Okay, so we can now do the full validation of this. So there's no way the user is going to finish this program with an uncaptured error, and there's no way that they're going to introduce into the program something that's going to cause us trouble later. Okay, so hopefully that's useful. If not, make sure that you ask me questions.